again to one of my update videos about Hypothermia, Considered Suicide, and Symphony to the Void, which is the gathering moniker I've chosen for my activities because it has a lot of personal significance for me. And I'm recently back from about 2 weeks spent in Belgium with my friend Dea, recording not 1 or 2 or 3 but 4 albums with Considered Suicide. That's how prepared I was and how well he and I work together. And of course, in January I was in Mexico and recorded a live CD and DVD with my friends in Black Hate, which will be released this year, as well as the compilation Gamla Sår, Old Wounds, from the Veins sessions in Norderåsen in Hushasa. From the Veins sessions in Norderåsen in June 2005 that I made with Nachtzeit. And of course also Svartkonst 2, Moonwaltz, which is two epic stories in sound manifested at the mill, which we borrowed for those recordings, and it will be released this year. And I'm waiting for the release dates from the label, and of course they are doing the CD and vinyl, and I'm doing the tape as usual. I'll have more updates about that when I have confirmed all the details with them. So this video features more of an update and summary of what I've been doing this past month. Instead of being home composing music, I've been away recording. Because even though I'm prolific and active in everything that I do, I have a hard time interacting with people and being around people or hearing them. And I have few neighbors where I live, but there are enough of them that they will some days make enough sound that makes me unable to be in a mood or mind or anything like that to sit down like this and be relaxed enough to actually recall anything or say sentences that has some kind of context or story without just rambling. And well, if you want more rambling videos, I could easily more easily than happily supply them, but I wouldn't do it on my own terms. But if you are not too much against them, with me or my friends, like the videos that the camera destroyed between me and Alex, we can do more of those easily. Let me know in the comments if you want more of those. Otherwise, sorry for the little ramble there, and I'll go back to saying why I've focused a lot of my time from composing to recording these albums is because I want to deliver as high quality as possible in my releases, and also do them frequently enough that you don't have to wait several years between them. But I also feel guilty when I'm not able to release things more often. So I wanted to make sure to be able to give that to all of you who wants to hear or see more of what I'm doing. Because the past year, that's all I've been doing. And for many years it's been the only thing I'm doing. I don't really have any education or job or career. Most of my time and effort goes into my projects and my art. That's pretty much all I'm doing. And it's getting close to 20 years of doing that now, and I'm feeling that it's catching up to me, and more times than not it's a bit counterproductive to not have regular or proper income, because I have time to compose like a dozen albums, but I don't have any means to record them. And when it comes to my bands, I really hate and despise having to rely on any kind of help or welfare from other people that haven't offered them or offered that to me themselves, because I want to take complete and full responsibility of what my bands are doing or will do. So I'm always saving to gather the equipment and find the locations for the recordings. And I know that for the next recordings that I want to do, that's something that I can't with any good conscience rely on you or my friends to supply me with, and I'm not sure if it would take too much time either, and of course, as I said, it's not really realistic and it would feel selfish, and I couldn't bear that. So I've been stockpiling releases for the past year to be able to, for the next 2 years, maintain a high prolific and high quality offering to you who likes what I do. And I'm really proud of what we have accomplished and achieved, and I think those of you who like what I do will really see the new dimensions we have added, but also feel that atmosphere present from our older times and works. It's to me a perfect blend of anything we've ever done, and with the equipment we had access to, we couldn't really have done any better at this current time. But once again, I wouldn't feel comfortable or satisfied with giving you the same kind of quality or production 1 or 2 years later from now in any of my newer compositions. So that's exactly why I'm taking some time off for myself, which means I'm going to keep recording these videos and sharing you different stories and recordings and rehearsals and things like that. But I'm going to use more of my personal time to work on education and finding a job, so I can get the equipment and build or rebuild my studio to really accomplish my next goals for Hypothermia and Symphony to the Void, and all my other related projects, and I promise you it's going to be worth the wait, although I hope that most of you won't even notice it. So what this means is that I'm going to keep recording videos, and not only about my old works, but also videos that answers questions and the comments and things like that. And when I'm able to, I will also share songs, both from the different recordings I mentioned and some exclusive alternate versions. And as always, if you have any requests or questions, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to make new videos about that, and if I'm able to, I will upload videos on a more frequent schedule like I did previously this year. But as I mentioned in this video earlier, I'm not always able to sit down like this and have a focused introspective session together with you here, and that's why I sometimes have to do it like I'm doing it this month, and giving you several videos at the same time at the end of the month or at the start of a month, instead of between the weeks or weekends. And yeah, I'm not really sure if that's the right way to do it, but for the moment that's what I can do, and I'd rather be honest with you and tell you what's going on in my life and why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, instead of having you casually find out as time passes. Because I'm confident and sure that it will be worth it in a year from now, and many of you will maybe not even notice it. But for those of you who follow me and my friends a bit more closely, I'm as always sorry for any inconvenience or delays, but in the end of the day I have my limits, and even though I'm highly functioning, I am a depressed individual. I have days when I can't function, and yeah, it's hard to cover that briefly without getting into some kind of ramble, but as always, if you want to hear more about that or how I'm dealing with it, you can ask me in the comments, or I can reply there, or I can, if more of you have questions, I can do my best to make some kind of video about that. But for now, what I know is that there will be several new releases of both new and old material of both Hypothermia and Consider Suicide, as well as some new projects that I've been working on with my friends, both in Sweden, Belgium and Mexico. And yeah, I think you will all, or most of you, should be satisfied with what we're getting out this year. And I'm still waiting for updates from my friends in Iceland about their split or hour split in hypothermia. What happens with that? So probably next year, and from the Svartkonst sessions at the mill we also have another EP with hypothermia that we should be able to finish next year. We recorded all the music, but as always we need to add the bass and violin and probably some vocals, or yeah, my version of that. So it's going to be some exciting times ahead, and I may be a bit distant from time to time, and some of you may feel or find that you're waiting for something. And trust me, I know that feeling all too well. That's why I'm doing this. Because whatever you've been feeling for a year or two, I've been feeling for close to 20 years now. And some of my wounds are still open. That's why I need to do this, to heal and to become stronger and enable myself to be more devoted and more passionate than I already am. So once again, I thank you all for your time, your patience, for supporting me over all these years, for everything, for coming to our concerts, for supporting our web shops, for watching our videos, for leaving comments. I really appreciate it all. And I look forward to continuing this little adventure together. And hopefully we'll meet somewhere in the world. And until then, we'll keep on our little back and forth on these screens. So take care out there. Cheers. Skål. Don't forget to share this video to your friends, like our pages, and subscribe to our channels on YouTube or Instagram. And please, if you're able to support me on Patreon, that would be deeply appreciated. And there will be a lot more coming in the future, as you can tell from this video. And any break or hiatus from me is always very temporary. And I'm a bit manic, so sometimes I will be much more active than I am now, but as I told you, in all honesty, it's a bit that's the best way to do it. Thank you. to resilience. From me to you, for all of us.